All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Now, this one is simply going over the current state of the market, but I also wanted to get into why this bull market isn't like most that we've seen before and why I kind of assumed that would be the case going into this, or at least having seen this play out. My methodology behind why I understood that this does actually make sense, why this is completely different in terms of the landscape and in terms of what we could see down the road. But let's first get into it by going over what happened in the 2020-2021 cycle. Of course, that time was during COVID. A lot of people had access to technology. Everyone was on, remote learning or both that as well as remote jobs. People were working from home, etc. But a lot of the focus during that time in terms of like your online money was onto drop shipping, was onto crypto. And so what ended up happening is we had a giant bull run come out of that 2020-2021 cycle, as you guys can actually go back and see, where the most notably Bitcoin, of course, rose to that $60,000 level. But what I think is most interesting to take a look at is the fact that you could have found solid utility projects that if you would have gotten early, you could have rode those to the top of the cycle and you would have made a decent amount of money. However, now that realistically has not been the case. If you take a look at a coin like Aerodrome Finance, if you would have been a early buyer within that token, and I'm talking sub 10 cent range or even sub 50 cent range, you could have rode that up to that $2.30 range and then of course sold. But throughout that time, I mean, we dipped summer 37 cents and then we rose up again December area is when things saw decent pumps all around the board, where we saw Aerodrome specifically go to like $2. But now it's sub $1 again. And if you compare it to previous cycles, a coin like Aerodrome, and especially with what the market share that base realistically should have and does, the value of Aerodrome should be well above $1 right now. And the thing, and it's specifically like a render as well. But most notably, utility coins themselves this cycle have not been shown great pumps as most would expect, or like those gradual increases of price as we've seen in that 2020-21 cycle, like gradual price increases, slowly, boom, hit a peak, right? However, now we're just flatlined and low-key kind of going on a downtrend for those utility alts, and it's leaving a lot of people worried. A lot of people saw the top happening in that January-December timeframe. And honestly, do I believe that's the case? Of course not. I still see good things, but there's actually another reason why this market is completely different, and that's the introduction of Pump Fund. As you guys know, I mean, we have and continue to have Solana being one of the biggest drivers of token launches, and because of the ease of access, I mean, Pump.Fund, it's so easy to create coins, and I'll literally go to my Bullish platform, which I really don't trade on, just more so to get exposure to it, and I'll literally see coins being created. It's in insane amounts and insane frequencies. There's continuous meme coins. A lot of them are clones of one another, but nonetheless, there's really a lot of attention focused on that, just degen gambling on those meme coins, whereas there's less of a focus on the quote-unquote boring projects that are actually providing utility to the markets. So it's interesting to see that, and we're kind of at a space right now where markets are choppier. It does look like I've kind of drawn out some TA myself, and have seen that we're driving in an area where I would be longing Bitcoin at the 94,000 range, 95,000. Because I do see that happening just in terms of the 1 hour time frame, 1 day time frame. But Bitcoin short term, of course, looks bullish. But of course, what we want through this whole bull market is to have utility coins starting to actually have some momentum, as well as memes that have a great community behind them. Memes like Ski, memes such as Doge also have not seen too great of pumps. So those big memes, even those little memes that have strong communities, have barely seen pumps. And we're in an interesting point in the markets right now where, yeah, there's just no real attention to utility coins into just community backed coins, it's really all towards the next jackpot coin, like a Trump coin or a Melania coin or whatever it is. That's where all the attention is focused on. So you can't, on my CT, all I see is simple trades that people are turning $100 of SOL to multi-millions, right? Like I've seen stuff like that on my feed, and what it does is it feeds into this degenerate behavior where traders will see that and then they'll try to replicate that, where most of the time the people making money off the meme coins, off those Solana meme coins, are inside traders. And the people, especially the ones promoting, guys, please listen to this. If you see a bunch of influencers or one very, very large influencer promoting a coin, especially if it's on Solana, please do your research on tokenomics, understand who owns the token, how the allocation is. Because I literally had a friend, right, who wanted to get into the alpha token, which completely dumped and was, clear as day, scam project. He wanted to get into the alpha project, in his words, for a quick 2, 3, 4x. I had to say to him, because this is in a time where he had done some bad trades, but we all had done some bad trades. But our portfolios were, of course, in a very, very boring state where things weren't just looking good at all. And he wasn't used to catching those trades where we were able to 10x, even double our money within a short period of time. And he was trying to catch a coin like this when in reality, I told him to stay away from those coins, because 9 times out of 10, if a big influencer is promoting you a meme coin, especially on Solana, it's best to stay away from it. Having done your proper research. Now, of course, this guy could have actually been promoting this project, but there's so many red flags that popped off of it. That's why when Brian promoted Ski, a lot of people expect the same thing, simply just because of how our crypto Twitter really is. However, you can check Ski's tokenomics and you'll be able to see that there are no dev wallets, as well as the fact that it's 100% community owned, meaning he literally is in it within to build the community up for Ski. So that's an example right there of actual good meme building, if you want to call it that, or good community building. But 9 times out of 10, guys, once you see those just promises, oh my gosh, Alpha's at 100 mil MC, this is ripping to a couple billion shortly, 9 times out of 10, that is them simply using you as exit liquidity. If you're seeing that, you're cooked, because those guys have set up insider trading. They're getting paid to promote these projects. There's guys who are paid to promote projects. I've been asked to promote projects in exchange for money. I've never done that once, because I want this crypto space to be one where it's beginner friendly and people can actually use it as it should be. We shouldn't have all these scammers in here looking to fund their own pockets. We should be in a community where we're building up everyone together. And so that's what I stress. No matter what my wallet is, throughout this entire journey in crypto, all I've cared about and all I care about is that we maintain that strong sense of community where we look out for one another. But this is a time where, again, we have all of these events going on and it's really thrown the market off. I still think there's, especially looking at Bitcoin's chart, that there's still juice left in at least Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance, we are just waiting to see if that will top off soon. And if that's able to top off, well, of course, we could have a big drawdown with Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum starts to get momentum and our alts follow suit. But until that time, I would be very hesitant within the crypto market. Now, this is why I stress the importance of holding convictions of your own. So doing your own research on projects and actually having those convictions to be your own. Therefore, and in times like this where there's a lot of uncertainty, you can kind of take a big picture look. Are you yourself bullish on the markets through your own research? And if so, are you still bullish on those projects that you've been convicted in for a while? Or are those based off of someone else's words? So once you have that established, if there's still projects, like for me, there's still projects that I'm convicted in doing well, and I'm convicted in the fact that I'm willing to bet, yes, we're still going to see a next leg up that's going to be pretty nice. Almost like we had last spring, right? Something like that. Maybe not as significant as the 2020, 2021 one was, but we're still going to have a leg up. At least is what I've seen through technical analysis, through macro economics as well, which could completely throw things off anyways. That's why you guys have to be on your toes in this market. But yeah, I have my convictions. And so in times like this, I've just had capital that for coins that I was looking to get better entries on, I was throwing in. But those high risk ones that have seen insane hits, I really don't want to be touching right now. And that is an example like Crow. Like Crow, we were able to double our money, but now I'm kind of steering away from re-entering back into that token unless, again, I want to see that launch happen with its terminal, because that would be crazy. Essentially ChatGPT for traders. Like, come on. That could be very, 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 very big. So, but the thing is, guys, it doesn't mean anything in a really crappy market. And we are in a really crappy market right now. As far as just the degenerate stuff that's happening, all the scams going on, all the pump fund coins, no sense of utility coins like doing whatsoever or anything, right? But I'm still maintaining a bullish outlook on the markets, because you just have to have your convictions and stick with them, right? Because either I'm right or either I'm wrong. If there's signs that, hey, Bitcoin's starting to top, well, what will I do? I'll adapt and I'll short Bitcoin at the top and ride that short all the way down, however much that takes me, which would be just as profitable within the bull market. So there's two scenarios that I'm always prepared for, but I just wanted to show you guys, like, this cycle really is nothing like the previous one was, and they really won't be. Think of the adoption that we've had within the governments adopting cryptocurrency. Think of all these other aspects that don't just relate to, just this cycle specifically. There's a lot of things that are different than those previous ones. And I think in 4 years from now, when we expect another cycle, it's going to be completely different yet again. It's just how it is. You can't really expect there to be the same things, because the catalysts aren't the same. You don't have like the exposure. Like NFTs barely had a run. They have not had a run whatsoever this year. I just things are different. And whether that be a good thing for some of you to look at and be like, oh, well, I think we're moving in a good direction, whether that's a bad thing for some of you, I think there is still a good chance that we do have a bull run, but I'm always preparing myself for the opposite side. So that's a big point I want to tell you guys. I'm not here to be some bullish dude who's like overly bullish on the markets and just hype you guys up for the sake of hyping you up and making you feel better. Like, you guys have to just approach this with logic. You got into one of the riskiest asset classes in the United States of America and in the entire world. Understand, like, nothing's really guaranteed with it, because, and that even goes with stocks, like macroeconomically, there's things that we just cannot control. So understand that. But the big message is to just consider both scenarios, but understand that I am still bullish. I genuinely am still bullish. That's my own conviction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right, right? So nonetheless, we're going to see how things play out. Like I've said, I've kept it transparent with you guys. I'll keep you updated. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys later.